Kanyinsola Ajayi just turned an NCAA qualifying race into the fastest 100 meters in the world. 9.84 flashed on the clock, and the whole sprint season changed. This was not the final. This was only the race to get there. The NCAA East Regional 100 meters was supposed to be about qualifying. Get through the round, stay healthy, and make it to the NCAA Championships. That is usually the job. Nobody wants to burn everything before the final stage. Then Kanyinsola Ajayi stepped into the blocks and changed the whole meet. The Auburn sprinter ran 9.84 seconds with legal wind. That made him the fastest man in the world for 2026 at that point. It also broke the Nigerian national record and made him the second fastest man in NCAA history, behind Christian Coleman's 9.82. That is not a normal regional time. That is not just a college headline. That is a world-class mark. The wild part is that the race was still part of the road to the NCAA Championships. It was not the national final. It was not the Olympic trials. It was not a Diamond League showdown. It was a quarterfinal where the main goal was to advance. Ajayi did advance, but he also sent a message much bigger than qualification. NCAA regionals are strange because the pressure is different from a normal meet. Athletes are not only chasing times, they are fighting for spots at the NCAA Championships. One mistake can end the season. One bad start can erase months of work. That pressure often creates huge performances. Sprinters are fit. The season is sharp. The rounds matter. Nobody can sleepwalk through a regional because the field is too deep. This is why fast times show up here every year. The East and West first rounds are not warm-up meets. They are traps. Stars have to run well enough to qualify, but not so hard that they empty the tank before nationals. That balance is brutal in the 100 meters. The race is too short to play games. If a runner eases too much, he can miss the spot. If he pushes too hard, he may spend more than he wants. Ajayi found the perfect line. He ran fast enough to shake the world, and still looked like a man moving with purpose, not panic. The race was over early because Ajayi got it right from the start. He exploded out of the blocks, stayed low through the first steps, and created separation before the field could fully answer. That matters in the 100 meters. A fast top speed is not enough if the first 30 meters are messy. The best sprinters build the race from the gun. Ajayi did that. He did not wait for the race to come to him. He took it. By the middle of the race, he already looked clear. His drive phase had done the damage. Then he kept his form together through the final meters and let the clock finish the story. 9.84, that number changed how people see him because it was not just fast. It was clean enough, legal enough, and early enough in the championship path to make everyone nervous. A 9.84 in a regional tells rivals one thing. If he runs like this when he only needs to qualify, what happens when the final comes? Ajayi's run also carried national weight. Nigeria's old 100-meter record was 9.85, set by Olusoji Fasuba in 2006. That record had lasted for 20 years. Many great Nigerian sprinters came through, but the mark stayed in place. Ajayi took it down with 9.84. That matters because the 100 meters is not just another event. It is the race people understand instantly. Fastest man, national pride, one straight line, one clock. For Nigeria, this was a major sprint moment. Ajayi did not only become a college star with a big time, he became the fastest Nigerian man ever on the official record list. That kind of label changes pressure. From now on, every big race he enters will carry more attention from home. Fans will not only ask if he can win NCAA titles, they will ask if he can bring Nigeria back into the deepest global 100-meter conversations. That is the price of breaking a national record. It makes the ceiling higher, but the spotlight heavier. Ajayi was the headline, but the rest of the race weekend showed how dangerous the NCAA men's 100 meters is right now. Israel Okon ran 9.99. Ajani Dwyer ran 9.99. Mustapha Bokpin ran 9.97 behind Ajayi in the same heat. That kind of depth makes the national championship feel more like a professional sprint meet than a college event. Sub-10 used to be a rare college moment. Now, the NCAA has multiple athletes touching that level in the same qualifying round. That does not make it normal, but it shows how fast the sport is moving. Okon's 9.99 was important because it added another Auburn name to the conversation. Dwyer's 9.99 showed that the danger is spread across programs. Bokpin, running 9.97 in Ajayi's heat, made the race even stronger. This is why Ajayi's 9.84 lands harder. He did not run away from a weak group. He beat a field where other athletes were also producing elite times. The NCAA 100m final now feels loaded. Christian Coleman's NCAA record still stands at 9.82. He ran that in 2017, and for years it looked almost untouchable. Coleman was one of the greatest college sprinters ever, and his record sat like a warning sign at the top of the list. Ajayi is now only 2/100ths away. 2/100ths sounds tiny, but in the 100 meters, it is massive. It can be the difference between a record and a near miss, between history and almost history. Still, Ajayi has put himself close enough that every race now becomes a record watch. If he gets a perfect start, legal win, and strong competition, 9.82 is no longer safe. That is the danger of 9.84. It does not only win a regional. It puts a target on one of the biggest marks in NCAA sprinting. Coleman's record has survived for years. Ajayi just made it feel alive again. The honest part is important. A 9.84 does not guarantee Ajayi will win the NCAA title. It does not guarantee he will break Coleman's record. It does not mean he is suddenly ahead of every professional sprinter in the world. The 100 meters is too unforgiving for that. One bad reaction can ruin everything. One tight step can cost a final. One stronger field can change the race. The NCAA Championships will bring pressure, rounds, and athletes who now know exactly what Ajayi can do. There is also the challenge of repeating a huge time. Some sprinters run one monster mark and spend the rest of the season chasing that feeling. The great ones stack performances. That is what Ajayi must do next. So the smart take is not to crown him too early. The smart take is to say this: Ajayi has shown a level that can win big races, break records, and scare professionals. Now he has to prove he can bring it again when everyone is watching. The NCAA Championships just became much more exciting. Ajayi will not arrive as only one of the favorites. He will arrive as the man with the fastest time in the world this season. That changes the race before it starts. Other sprinters may try to press early because they know Ajayi can separate fast. Some may focus on their own lanes and hope the pressure gets to him. Coaches will study his start, his drive phase, and how he finishes. Ajayi has the best kind of pressure now. Proof. He knows he can run 9.84, break a national record, and produce a world lead. That confidence is dangerous if controlled. He cannot chase 9.82 so hard that he forgets to win. The title comes first. The record follows if the race is right. This race crossed the line between college and world sprinting. Ajayi's 9.84 is a global number, putting him in conversations with professionals. While he may not be ready to beat Noah Lyles or Fred Kerley right now, the gap between NCAA and professional sprinting feels smaller than ever. College sprinters are putting times on the board that force the world to pay attention. Before this race, the question was if Ajayi could be a top NCAA name. After 9.84, the question is whether he can win the title, break Christian Coleman's record, or build a new 100-meter chapter for Nigeria. He separated early and stopped the clock at a time that changed the whole season. 9.84 is not just a result, it is a warning. If he brings that fire to the NCAA final, this race may only be the start of a much bigger sprint storm.